Hi everyone. So I'm pretty sure I'm happy with the settings on everything. Let's see. Well, anyways, I wanted to talk about essentially a recipe to change your life. And like last time, I'm gonna get a canvas here and we're gonna do some illustrations. So first thing we need to talk about are habits. And excuse my, we'll avoid doing text. Yeah, I like just doing icons. So this little sparky cloud guy, this is gonna be a representation of something called a cue. And a cue goes on to trigger a behavior, and that produces the expectation of, and I'm totally going to try to draw a present really quick. Alright, how do I do a bow on here? Okay, that's a present. So a behavior produces an expectation of a reward. And every time a reward is received for doing this whole process, the behavior is strengthened. And let's do a graph here. So this y-axis is like the concreteness of formation, and this x-axis is time. And we sort of have this asymptotic behavior where as you do a behavior more and consistently, it approaches this threshold, and at that threshold a behavior could be called a habit. So something to note is that behaviors can be mental. That's a brain, by the way. They can be emotional, and they can even be physical. How do you respond to somebody cutting you off in traffic? Yeah, it's all three elements of a habit are quite apparent in a cue like that. You know, you'll respond mentally, emotionally, and physically. So now that we've got this sort of framework set, the next topic is journal therapy. And journal therapy, well, the reason you might want to pursue journal therapy is there's this joke floating around out there that says the cost of seeing a therapist, $200. The cost of saying sometimes that's how it is, $0. I guess a healthy medium, if you don't have access to therapy, is being your own therapist in a sense, and journal therapy is one such way that I've found benefit. So we're gonna doodle a little person here, and this person is looking in a mirror. Journal therapy gets its real strength from the reflective writing that it makes possible. And when you write, you set out to write expressively and descriptively, which is to say you're leaving your emotions behind, and also, sort of expository facts. And then you come back and you can put that past writing under a lens, and you clarify these thoughts and feelings because you're engaging with them with new parts of your brain and in a new perspective. Essentially, the big idea is, if you're one of those sorts of people where somebody might approach you for advice, and you can give them great advice, but you hardly ever take your own advice, this is a way to see yourself sort of in a detached state where it is somebody else that you can offer up advice to. And by doing this, it makes your problems hopefully more plain. But even if it doesn't lead directly to solutions of problems, it can do a lot more for you than just that. There's a lot to be gained from just seeing things from multiple perspectives. You might become aware of patterns within yourself, and journaling is something very cool because it can help you blow off steam and reduce stress. There's a study out there that shows immune boosting effects of journaling. It can help actually reduce negative emotions in the long term and help with mindfulness and awareness. And a lot of what we're seeing from this journal therapy is coming out of this mindfulness-based cognitive therapy field. The screen up again, and we're going to talk about decentering. So the first thing to do is let's talk about chain reactions. These are going to represent dominoes, and let's say you've got a bunch stacked up, and there's some falling over here. It's just any minute now, all the rest of these are gonna get knocked down because chain reactions just continue like this. And okay, so decentering, I guess in a strict sense we can define it as alleviating the effects of negative thinking patterns by distancing oneself from patterns and not attaching or reacting to them. So decentering is this outcome like putting a block in these things. You can stop these chain reactions. You identify behaviors and you change them by changing reactions into reflections. So let's clear up the screen again, and if you haven't a clue where to start, here's the TLDR for everybody. Journaling is cool, and if you have no idea what to start with, you can use this little model. It's here, what have you been thinking? Here, what have you been feeling? And here, what have you been doing? And every time you want to do a diary/journal entry, ask yourself, what have you been thinking about? What have you been feeling? And what have you been doing? And come back and reflect on those, and a pattern will crystallize for you over time. But I hope that this model helps you, and if you are inspired to try out journaling, let me know how it goes. Thank you very much for watching.